everybody. Get in here. Come on in. We're going to start in just a minute. I give you a little time to get in. I'm a little late. We're running a little late today. Just by about a minute. Probably didn't even notice. That's how professional I am. But get on in here. We're going to start in just a second. This is the Shawn Yankey Show. Welcome. Welcome to the show. Come on in. What this is a live, interactive chat show. Something you've never seen before, I promise. So get in here. We talk about absolutely anything at all. You never know what you're going to get. So come on in and join in on the discussion. But tonight is Full Bowl Friday, so I have no idea where we're going to go because I did a lot of show prep. Some of you know what that means. On Friday, that means something different than it does any other day of the week. But come on in, and we're live right now. This is live. So comment, take part in the show, interact, smash the react buttons, all that, because I can see you. And I love that stuff. I'm the type of person that when I'm strolling the toy aisle at the toy store, which I love, by the way, because I am a gigantic child, I have to press every try me button. I love buttons. Matter of fact, last night we talked about how addicted I am to pressing buttons. But help out with the show. That's how you support us for free. I like free stuff, especially now with over 30 million people unemployed and things are tough all over, right? I know it better than anybody how bad things are. So it's hard to ask anybody to do anything for you right now. That's free. All that's free. Liking, sharing, and it's important. Any independent media that you like and want to support and help grow, that's how you do it. That's how we grow all this stuff. So take part in the show, interact, all that. That'll be the commercial for tonight. But let me come over and say hi to you guys. I want to be able to see you, see who's here. Susan was first. Hey, how's it going? Hey, Helen, Heath, Nissa. Full Pipe Friday. You even remembered. Hey, Steve. Hey, Joan. Free Ballin' Friday, Helen says. Well, it can be both. It can be both. We can be ambitious around here. We got some people here on YouTube. Hey, YouTube. Periscope, there's some people here. Periscope is Twitter's streaming platform. And it's taken off. We probably average about, 6 to 9 views on Periscope. But that's pretty good if you think about it for a site that's not known for video. Twitter, maybe they're trying to get into video. But yeah, Free Ballin' Friday, why not? Why not? We'll roll it all in together. But here in a minute, I'm going to start the monologue. And it's going to be a little weird tonight. It's a little different, what I have planned. But I think it's going to make sense when it's over. Don't let me run you off during it. That's the only way I can preface it. But that's how we always start around here. Is I usually do something. It depends on what night it is. And get us going. Something to start the conversation off. And then we just have a conversation and hang out. It's a fun show. And Susan says her reaction emojis are down again. I'll just comment a lot to trigger your algorithms. There you go. And that's how you earn a top fan badge. That's why she is a top fan. These people are warriors. That's how they got that status. For those of you on the other platforms, Facebook has badges. And it just shows everybody that you're a badass. But I'm going to start the monologue and get going with what I had planned for us to talk about. After this, we can get into absolutely everything. I'm sure there's stuff that you want to talk about. So comment and let me know anything you want to bring up. You want to talk more about hashtag Freeballing Friday? We'll get that going. We've had some successful hashtags already on this show. And it's just a baby show. We're only at episode 37. But tonight's monologue, the theme is going to be, it's going to be a theme, pretty much. It's going to be like a structured rant, if you will. And it's all about how It is way past time to rise up. Way past. Um, we passed that a long time ago. Because all of us, every single one of us, all of us are in a war. We are all right now in a fight. And you don't see it, it's invisible mostly. So are the weapons that are used against us in this fight. It's flaring up and it flares up from time to time in place to place. It's flaring up in different places around the world right now, but here in the States, in Minnesota. And we all know why, for the murder of George Floyd by the cowardly pigs that killed him. And so far, only one has been arrested, but I'm not happy with the charge. We'll get into all that here in a little while, but I'm trying to make a point. We'll bring it all back together later, and we'll get more into that. So don't think I'm putting it aside. But what's happening in Minnesota is justified, and it needs to happen. It should be happening because of what happened, that outrage. Now, this needs to happen everywhere. We need to rise up. We have got to rise up. I'm not calling for violence, and I'm not praising any violence. Matter of fact, I think a lot of that shit is staged. I'm just going to go right ahead and say it. You know, you could tell me that I'm wrong, but it's not only staged, it's egged on. It's encouraged. And they use paid protesters to do all kinds of shit and stir things up and get things started even. So I don't trust anything coming out. I'm not condoning any violent behavior. I'm just saying that without rising up united as one, we as a people are screwed if we don't do that. That is key. We must do that. Come together. All this shit is to divide us up. All of it. All of it. Because what's happening in Minnesota is being made to be about race. Now, what happened to George probably only happened because he's black, but it happened to all of us. We need to look at it like that. That officer's knee was on all of our necks. We are all George. Because that officer represents a system of authority and oppression that, if you keep following it back, leads up to evil sons of bitches. Because evil forces rule over us all. These are facts. And that's going to be the sub-theme of this little rant or whatever we'll call it. Is I'm kind of coming out of the closet. I've been fighting being like a left-leaning William Cooper. William Cooper was a truther. But his politics were right-leaning. I lean more to the left. Not that matters either, which we're going to get back to. But I've been fighting is what I'm saying. It's just a fact. You know, people nitpick it and they don't want to accept it. But evil forces rule over us all. And it's true. The world itself has been purchased. All of it, including us, have been purchased. We have owners. They own us. They own you and me and everything else. That's who they is. That's who them is. Whenever we play the pronoun game, when we're forced into that box, that is who they are. I'm done with that gaslighting tactic, by the way, moving forward. I don't even like labeling them because what they do is they're a huge group that's multi-tiered. And it's layered out through secret societies and spread all throughout society. That's how they maintain their control and how they stay hidden and how they feed things down the pipe, their method of communication with each other, whatever, what have you. But most of it's compartmentalized. So most of this down at the bottom of the pyramid doesn't know shit anyway, really. The true evil is up above. And if we don't defeat them before they defeat us, which they're not that far away from, then they will eliminate us. They will. This is real. And the closer we get to it, the more I am got to start ringing the damn panic alarm. It's true. Everything's an illusion, to keep us docile. It's all fake. We aren't free. We're slaves. Slavery was never abolished. It was reimagined to include us all. They think of us as worthless eaters, and they feel no empathy for us. If we don't defeat them, they will eliminate us. Now, this is deep evil, and it's real. And it doesn't matter what you think or how you feel about any of it. It's real, and it's there, and it's verifiable. And if you don't accept the information, it's just because you won't. They parade it in front of your face. They show it to you all the time in symbology and in different ways. But those that lord over us are heavily into the occult. So whether you are or not, the people that are in power over you are. And they are Luciferian. Almost all secret societies have Luciferian belief systems at their core. And this cabal, as we talked about, operates through these secret societies. Now, this isn't new information to many of you that gather here at these feeds. But unfortunately, it is to many, right? Now, this brings me to my point. They are now my mission. This show was born out of a lot of shows, but it became a daily show because every day I did the Daily Burn for like 300 something episodes. And it was a motivational show for the political revolution because I believed in it. I'm going to own it and I know now that I was duped, but I believed in it. And I fought hard and did a lot of work on that show, making myself believe these things were possible. And now I can't shake it. I can't shake this feeling that we can have a better world. We can have a better life. We can defeat these people. We can do all these things. I still believe all of that. But I've got to wake more people. We've got to wake more people up. So those people, the people that aren't informed, are going to be my main mission. Now, I'll always be tailoring things for those who are waking up to the truth, coming into it, so that it includes everyone. Not that it's leaving out anyone, but from now on, even when we touch on something that may be an inside thing to us, I'm going to re-explain it, just in case someone's stumbling upon that feed, and I'm just going to give them enough to where they would go and look. So more people we can get to wake up, the more people we can inform, the better. So we must be inclusive. And, because like I said at the beginning, we must rise up. We must. And this awakening, there is an awakening. I don't want it to sound like I'm saying there's not. There is an awakening happening, and it's great. I love being a part of it. But they see it. They see it. And they're speeding their plan ahead and trying to put a stop to us as much as they possibly can. They're shutting us down. They're shutting the truth down. They're eliminating it in real time. So the awakening is great. But they're trying to stop it, and it needs to multiply quickly. While we still have these weapons, while we still have these avenues to share information. So I think we all need to think about it in this way, being more inclusive of these people, because the fact is, we need them. We need them. We need enough of them. We need enough of them to make a difference, because we can put a stop to what's going on. You know, we don't have to just unplug from it and ignore it and let it carry forward and proceed as it's gonna and just live our own life and unplug from it. We can change it. I still believe those things, that our reality is what we tolerate, and we can make changes to it. We can make the world a better place. We can have nice things. The only reason why we can't is because greedy people have us convinced that we don't even deserve them. I no longer really believe in politics. You know, that's not where I want to fight. But I still think we can make these changes through direct action and involvement in our communities and at a local level. And that's what we need to do, and wake people. So that's going to be the main focus of this show, theme-wise, moving forward. I've been trying to piece together over 37 episodes because we just jumped in. I do everything like that. I always just jump into the deep end. But we've been piecing it together, but I think that's what it's going to be. It's just a truther show. So I'm going to allow myself to be more William Cooperish at times, not just on Wednesday nights, but whenever it's relevant, you know, and give the backstory into things like militarized police while that's going on, so people understand why this happened, how it happened, how we got in this mess, so that we can undo it and fix it, make changes. Anything. Can't do that without uniting people, without also informing and teaching them that you can have preferences and favorites even. But don't let them limit your progress. Don't make it to where someone disagrees with something, you have to be immediately like, oh, the hell with you. I can't have nothing to do with you anymore because you don't agree with me 100%. You're not 100% on my particular team. So I can't be your friend. I can't associate with you. I can't have anything to do with you. Don't be like that, because then you don't learn anything. Why can't you learn from that person? Why can't you be like, okay, we disagree about this, but maybe it's a moral big deal issue. That's different. I'm talking about, for instance, let's say you're a Democrat and somebody's a Republican. Why can't y'all be friends? That's not a moral difference, unless the reason he's Republican is a moral difference, or the reason he's Democrat is a moral difference. A lot of times it's something petty, or just that your daddy was a Democrat, and now you are, because you never questioned it, you never even looked into it. You may not even be one. You see what I mean? You just bought into that. It's all divisive bullshit. And if we could get enough people to come through it, to step through it, to rise above it, to wake up, become aware of it, then we can make the world a better place. I believe that. And I that's what I want to do. All right, let's see. I'm going to catch up with your comments. That was my attempt at giving a description again of where we're heading. I feel like I have to keep kind of redirecting myself in the process, because I'm doing this and as I go, you know. A lot of you know that. I've always been really honest about it anyway. And I learn this as I go. I just jump in and try to figure it out. And it's going great. And most of that has to do with you guys. So let me see what you've been talking about. Kathy says, Guten, I can't speak that. I can't even say it. I was going to try. I think that's German. Third degree is bullshit. Bullshit. Third degree. I don't remember what I said about third degree. Catherine also said, there's a crap ton of video evidence that a cop broke the AutoZone windows, being hidden and taken down everywhere it is shared, as quickly as it can be shared. Matter of fact, I shared it today, and I'm surprised it hasn't been taken down yet. Let me get to Facebook now. Wow, you guys have been busy. Nissa says, badge holder. That's right. You earned that. Susan said it was egged on by that St. Paul cop. I got to back up even further. You guys talking a lot tonight. Thank you. But let me catch up with you. I got thrown off. I'm not even going to acknowledge what threw me off. But he says it's past time to rise. You're absolutely right. Susan said he was arrested. Yes. The officer that was kneeling on his neck was arrested. But let me pull it up. I lost my notes. I don't want to trust my memory right now. I'm not happy with what he was charged with. They charged him, let me bring it up, third-degree murder, manslaughter. No. No, we don't come to the table with third-degree murder. That's what she was talking about. Third degree is bullshit. Oh, yeah. No, we don't come to the table with third degree. No. He murdered him. First degree. Throw the book at him. Put him under the jail. No questions asked. Matter of fact, I think all of the officers involved in that incident need to be prosecuted for murder. The other three, I would like to see prosecuted as strenuously as the one that killed him. But at least second-degree murder, I think. They have to be held accountable for what they did. They're more accountable than a regular person. They're police officers. So they're to a higher standard, in my opinion. Oh, you guys were talking about these videos. Yeah, they're taking them down everywhere, these videos. And they have identified some of these people on social media as being police officers that are egging on this stuff. Joan says even though Bernie couldn't beat the system, he lit a fire that is not going to go out. No, and that's great. That's why I still dig Bernie, even. You know, I don't agree with him. I don't agree with what he's doing right now. I don't agree with the path that he's chosen. But I still love the man and what he did and built. If we could do something with it, you know. But I think we have to be able to work together and come together. So I don't know about politics right now. But I do like the connection and the fact that he brought everyone together and what he built. Helen said, we are the free press. Hell, CNN isn't even reporting their headquarters are surrounded. They don't want any truth out. They suppress any attempt to get the real story out to people. It's the saddest shit ever. Like, because I only follow independent media. Some of you that do the same know exactly what I'm talking about or what I'm about to talk about. Everything is getting shut down everywhere on all platforms. It's getting eliminated and suppressed and demonetized and made harder and harder to do independent journalism because they don't like that. They don't want that. And it's no good for them. But we are the media. You need to really take that literal. That's why Obama tried to shame people about it. That's why he called you keyboard warriors. That's what that shit was about. Trying to shame you. Because without you doing that shit, sharing the truth, spreading the truth, raising awareness, without you doing that, it's not being done. So if they can shame you into not doing it, they can eliminate it. Raymond says, thank you. I knew I could count on you. I did something right. I don't know what it was. Hope I do it again. Hope I do it often. Marie, hey Marie. Let's see. Marie said it's everywhere now. The Sun had it front page, side-by-side pics of him in black and him in uniform, protesting here in St. Louis too. 15 cities around the nation protesting. And that's good. Great. Everywhere. Rise up. Because what happened to him can happen to all of us. There's an expression that I like a lot. I'm not going to try to remember it off the top of my head. But just because they're not doing it to you now doesn't mean you shouldn't say something. Because when they finally do, there'll be no one left to say anything. James says it's a live exercise, 100%. Heard a lot of interesting stuff along that avenue. You know I do entertain all views and all information. As a contrarian, that's just the way I like to do it. I like to take everything in, listen to everything, believe nothing is what I believe in. So I have informed myself on that theory, and there's a lot there. So that's interesting. Good. Live exercise, good. Don't. They're messing with. See what I mean? It doesn't matter. I want the reaction to still be that people rise up, people wake up, people get informed, get active, get involved. Again, not calling for violence. I think a lot of that's staged. And anytime a camera's pointed at something, I'm convinced the cameraman started the fire. Marie said, here is the current list of protests 8 hours ago. Current riots, protests. Louisville, Kentucky. Minneapolis, Minnesota. Atlanta, Georgia. Los Angeles, California. Evansville, Indiana. Columbia, South Carolina. Charlotte, North Carolina. Memphis, Tennessee. Tampa Bay, Florida. Columbus, Ohio. New York City. Phoenix, Arizona. Omaha, Nebraska. St. Louis, Missouri. Ferguson. Good to hear that. I like hearing that we showed up twice on this list, right? Denver, Colorado, Detroit, Michigan. I love hearing that. I love hearing that. Marie said in D.C. they are almost or are at the White House. Trump is shitting himself. Everyone's ordered to stay in place. Yeah, nice list. Thank you for sharing that. Jones says, did you see the army of officers that were guarding his house before they took him into custody? No, I didn't. I missed that. I had to work today. So I was out in the real world being essential. As you know, I am an essential frontline employee. So I was doing that. That's what I was occupied with today. But I missed that. I did try to catch as much as I could when I got home, but I didn't catch everything. There's too much. And what I was interested in is being hidden and suppressed so much, you couldn't even find it. Raymond says, thank you for not quitting the fight. I knew you had the fight in you. Now get over Bernie. It never was about him. He was just a messenger. He told us it is. Still up to us. We can do it. It's been driving me nuts since I stopped doing the Daily Burn, I'm going to tell you the truth. Because I believe that stuff. And it got really hard because I didn't want to let it go. I still believe we can do it. But I think we can work together with people, too, that we disagree with. I think we can combine a lot of things here. Really make something happen if we can get over petty differences, etc. Maybe I'm being too ambitious. But that's what I'm going to aim the show at, anyway. Going to shoot like a shotgun. Just like, we'll hit something. You know what I mean? James says, I don't want to give him anything to read. Love the show. Thank you. I appreciate it. I appreciate it because I want it to grow, and what we talk about's not popular. It's not something that is encouraged or something that they want out, so they shut it down. So without support, we won't grow. So I need people to dig it because I'm not always right, but I'm aiming to be. And I'm trying to give you something of value. If you appreciate it, that's how you support it. That's why I said it in the beginning. I always try to include that because that's really the only thing we can do. And that's only going to do so much, you know, which sucks. But this is the situation we're in. If I was talking about other stuff, there would be, I don't know, 100 something people here for sure. For sure. It'd be very popular. I've been plugging away at this for a long time. It's because they don't want this out. You know, we poke through every once in a while, though. You've seen it. And it happens. So, still have it. I still love this platform. I still love all the ones we're on right now, even though they're all flawed. And they're all closing off to this type of thing. We wouldn't even know each other if it wasn't for these things, for Facebook and YouTube and Twitter. You know, that's what brought us all together. That's how we all got to know each other. So, good and bad. Marie says the protesters are kicking down barriers in D.C. right now. Man, I'm missing some awesome live streams then. That's all I watch is independent stuff, you know. I don't watch any mainstream media anymore. And I don't even have, like, TV. I have Netflix and Hulu. But I don't even watch those anymore. Pretty much always on some kind of independent media. Whether it's my favorite news channels or sites or people that I follow, streams, and that's where I watch. And I feel better. You know, media is made to make you feel a certain way, to play with your emotions to begin with. Just scientifically designed to. Marie says Twitter is full of videos. Can search each city with the word protest. Sweet. Thank you. I don't know how to use Twitter. I'm going to have to go over and try that. I've been on Twitter for a while trying to build up a following, but for one, I can't get excited about it because, you know, I guess you have to have a pretty big following before people like your stuff or retweet your stuff. But it kind of feels like talking to yourself in a crowded room. So I try hard, but then I get bored of it real quick because I only have like 130 followers. So almost nothing gets responded to. It's very rare that there's an interaction on Twitter. But I see people having a great time with it. They're just better at it. I've tried figuring it out over time. I just never been able to break through over there. Helen says the wording of the charges is important. Evincing a depraved mind. I need you to explain that to me. And in what context are they using that? Is that in reference to the officer? Raymond said, I saw a meme that said, real leaders don't create followers. Real leaders create other leaders. And that's what he did. You know, like I said, I reread Our Revolution and really took a hard look at the entire situation. I'm not mad at him. You know, he did build great things. And there were a lot of seeds planted. So I wouldn't change it. I'm glad I took part in it. And moving forward, I hope to be one of those leaders and move us towards progress. Do all I can. Marie said, I never get any retweets to likes, but in a blue moon, I only have 36 followers. Right? No, I got no better experience with 130 something. I don't even know what it is last I checked. And I'll try to be really witty. Nothing. Nothing. It drives me nuts. Joan says, I showed somebody a live stream recently. They told me that it was real because that was not what the news said. It makes me wonder if people will ever wake up. Well, they have to want to. That's key. So they got to do it on their own. You know, they're never going to, that's the thing. People will never accept information unless they accept the source and they're ready to. It's got to be a combination of those two things. It's really about timing. But they will wake up. It just got to come at them the right way. That's why I'm talking about being more surgical and more inclusive and trying to bring a wider audience in, and not turn them off or anything like that. Marie says they're all bad cops because silence is complacent. They are not. They are all guilty. Amen. Absolutely agree 100%. Joan asked if I decided if I'll be a delegate. I still have that letter right there. It's on my desk, still sitting there. And I got to mail it in. I'm going to vote for myself. I would do it, but I'm going to be honest with them. I'll be honest with anybody that asks me. I won't vote for nobody but Bernie. Will not support Joe Biden. I'd be a great delegate as far as what I understand a delegate is supposed to be. I ran to be a Bernie delegate, so that's exactly what I would do. I'm not actively campaigning, so I guess I decided that if I get elected, I would do it. I'm not choosing or asking not to be elected. If I'm elected by the party to be a national delegate, I would do it. But I'm not actively running any kind of campaign for it or pursuing it. And I'm being upfront about the fact that I would not cave or back down. But I'd be a great delegate. He said people will wake up when it's too late. Man, we got to wake them up before then, though. We can't give up hope. We can't give up. It's up to us. That's one thing I want us to know. Those of us that are in the know, we have to realize that it's our responsibility to wake people up and to inform people and to get them to the point where they're ready to accept the information. Because they'll think they're informed. They like to call themselves things like skeptics and feel like they're so well informed because they're all up on everything that's approved mainstream narrative. But anything that you bring up that's not, well, that's not good enough. I won't even look at that because blah, 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 blah. Well, there is an agenda. All media is owned by 6 corporations. So nothing is ever going to rise to the top and be stamped with approval that is unpopular and goes against the narrative. Just like with what gets funded scientifically and what doesn't. It all has to do with money in the end. So it is all controlled. And it is all controlled by the same people. All ties in. And anytime you want to know who they is, just follow the money all the way up. He says hard to start changing the system at home, be a delegate and a great one. I would. I'd be a great delegate. I would fight for a progressive platform. I would do all of those things. And I wouldn't back down. So it would be awesome. But like I said, I'm not actively pursuing it, but I'm not turning it down either. Just as long as, because Ginger had told me that they were kicking out delegates that wouldn't defect to Biden, and I would not. Even if it's not Biden, even if they pulled someone else out of their hat after Biden implodes, I would not defect. So, if you're in Missouri and you're in the Democratic Party, you can vote for me. I'm on the ballot. Shawn Yankey. I'll be a great delegate. Raymond said it's easier to just go along and do what you're told without question. And that's what most people do. They choose the easy path. You know, unfortunately. It's sad, but it's true. Kathy says I'm deeply flawed. Everybody is. Kathy says there were hundreds of blue bricks walling protesters away from the murderer's house. Wow. Yeah, I don't know. That's all it's showing me, but you know what? It's not accurate because there are times on YouTube, it never really shows me more than 2 on the counter. And there'll be like 4 or 5 people talking, but tonight it's just you and James talking. So until I see evidence, I don't know any different. So maybe. But I have not been trying to acknowledge the number on either platform. Last night, we had a super chat from Big Elvis, and that was his advice, and I'm trying to do that. I've been pretending this entire time that there is 100 people here everywhere, and that every word I'm saying is important. So I was really trying full blast this whole time for 45 minutes and not acknowledging it because I'm going to be honest, we have not been successful the last 2 nights on any of the platforms. And I think the reason for it is that we were successful on Wednesday night. Wednesday night, we got 800-something views. It's close to 1,000 now, actually. I think it's past 800. So we poke through every once in a while. And then when we do, it gets tight. Restrictions get really tight. And I can't see it right now, but I bet this feed has shares everywhere on all platforms. It doesn't matter. It won't show up anybody's feed. Nobody got their notifications. I hear it all the time. It's just what they do. James says that's an awesome attitude. I'm trying to work from that attitude. That's the only way I can be. I get so distracted by that and so overwhelmed with it. I need to start thinking in the future. We'll be there. We're growing fast. If you think and look at how far I've come in a short period of time, it's pretty dramatic. So what would it look like in even a year from now? And that's how I'm going to start thinking about it and try to focus in that way. And pretend that because it is going great. You know, anything that happens now is gravy. Because I've already built a core group that is solid. And for whatever reason, I don't know how I've been this lucky, but loyal. You guys are here, most of you, almost every day. And I miss you like crazy when you're gone. I get attached. But it amazes me, blows me away every day when I see regular names pop back up. I'm like, oh my God, like Joan's here again, or Nissa, you made it. When I say that stuff, I'm being serious. I'm so impressed that such smart people have been, for whatever reason, drawn and interested in what I'm doing and all things I've tried. So I've been very lucky with that. So I've already made it. I've already been very successful at doing this. The only thing that hasn't come yet is money, enough to make it to where this can be all I do, is stuff like this. Make videos, make shows and entertainment, and do that. Do these streams and stand-up, for instance, only, instead of having to do my regular job and be an essential frontline employee. let's see. What do you guys want to get into? I feel like I'm rambling at this point. Jones says every word that I'm saying is important and your show is always available, so I'm sure it gets out. You're so nice. Raymond says I need some place to be. I choose to be here. Well, I'm glad that you chose to be here because you could have chose to be anywhere. There were a lot of options available to you, sir. You have a wealth of information and different places you could go at your fingertips, and you chose to be here. I'm very humbled by that. That means a lot to me. Joan says it shows 5 on Facebook. Yeah, right now it's 7. I was pretending for 45 minutes. We broke the fourth wall now. I might as well be honest. But I'm trying to be look at things in a new way. A lot of times I would stop or maybe acknowledge that, that we're having a low night. I'm not bothered by it today. I'm not going to be anymore, really. I'm going to try really hard not to be. It kind of bums me out that, because some of you know that for a while on Facebook, it wasn't showing me how many people were here. So I had no idea. And then YouTube's not accurate, as we already established. YouTube's not accurate, so I never really knew. But now it's showing me again. So it's getting in my head. But that's just me being an ass. I'm my own worst enemy. I don't know if you experience that as well. I'm sure you do. I'm sure I'm not the only one that is a self-saboteur. He says the show is awesome. Thank you. I put a lot of work into it. It's amazing how much I do. I really do. Some of the people out there realize that. Some don't, though. They think I just throw this together. I don't do that. I don't try to get on here and just throw anything at you. I get off work at about 3 o'clock, and then I spend 4 hours getting something ready. And I put a lot of effort into it every day. So I put a lot of work into this. So I'm really glad that anybody finds value in it. And so I don't try to give you garbage if you show up. Kathy says you're witty, cogent, and informative. What's not to like? And beautiful. I mean, you forgot beautiful. And we have a new light now. So you can enjoy that even more. James says be a nice night for petting kittens. All right. I can see her tonight. So we'll get her. We're going to get Sass McFrass. Oh, Sass McFrass. I kind of owed you guys a kitten anyway because I promised her for like 2 days. So it kind of sucks that I didn't get you a kitten. But I got one, so I mean, why let it go to waste? She was just waking up from a nap. She's camera shy, so I don't know how well this will go. And she doesn't like being up here. But I will try to get her to enjoy it. Robert's here. You made it. Raymond, did you get the selfie I sent you? I, right now, am having a lot of trouble with my messages. I got to put her down. She doesn't like this. Come here. Come here. Say goodbye. Say bye, everybody. All right. I have a problem with my messenger right now. So I'm going to have to go look for your message. Because I played a game called Thug Life. I like brainless games. I love that stuff. Don't know why. Just what I like to do when I unwind. Played this Thug Life game. And I get so many messages now Because this game messages you. When people attack you on the game or whatever, your little town, sends you a message, a personal message. It's very invasive. So I have to look through for that. I missed that. Marie says St. Louis already boarded up some businesses. They know how it goes. Yeah, and did you notice when they were busting up the police station last night? Last night, right? Anyways, the windows were already boarded up on the police. They knew it was coming. Oh, yeah. You know, they've had a big problem in Minnesota with this. This is not isolated. And all these officers involved in this incident repeated reports of misconduct and abuse of authority. It's totally preventable what happened here. Helen says she looks like my weasel fart. I wish she wasn't so. She doesn't like to be held. She's very independent. She'll let you pet her. Like you can sit next to her and pet her for a long time. She'll dig that and play with you and stuff. But like if you hold her, she wants down. Otherwise, I'd show her for longer. I don't even know where she went. She's hiding from me now because she's like, the hell with you. Jessica says it's buffering and she hasn't heard a word. Oh. Well, that used to be my fault. And a lot of you know that. We had a lot of problems for a long time, but we've come a long way, baby. So that's another thing that's gotten better over time. And that's 100% due to you guys, the amazing people that gather at these shows. So thanks you again. Thanks you. I love the little mistakes that I catch later on. No one even notices, I'm sure, a lot of times. Like, I double used a word in Wednesday's YouTube video. It's been driving me crazy. Like, I used them too close together. It's not like it's not okay to use a word twice. It's just I said mostly too soon after saying mostly. And it's been driving me nuts. I'm a perfectionist like that about that stuff. But tonight, as you know, on Fridays, Babas works her second job. I am in charge of dinner, and I am going to have to wrap up for the night and make dinner for the kids, or they'll starve to death, even though I really think there's plenty of stuff in there that they could make, and we can hang out as long as we want. But Monday, we'll be back. This is every weeknight we do this show, Monday through Friday. At the same time it came on tonight, 7 Central, 8 Eastern, and wherever you are, when it started tonight, that's what time it'll start on Monday. But thanks for watching, guys, and hanging out with me. I wish I had more time to hang out with you tonight, but like I said, I gotta go take care of feeding the chillins. So thanks for hanging out with me.